YouTube. Oh, and kicks back up. Thank God. What's up? Welcome, welcome. I broke my stream, dude, and I was sitting here streaming, streaming to myself for a fucking hour, bro. Ah, fun times, bro. Ah, Tricks, welcome, welcome. Nice. Now y'all can watch me set up my Nightbot live. Man, that's pretty shitty. I ain't gonna lie. It's pretty whack. But hey, we're live now, right? Oh, excuse me. We set that up correctly. Yeah. Alright. Gotta focus. My cat. What's out of my cat, guys? She's sick or something. It sucks, bro. Look at this. This is what we've been doing tonight. Like all of this was tonight, yeah. Yeah. 5 wins in a row already. Vanadium's crazy. My computer is running so bad to be streaming to nothing, bro. Once I get the rest of this set up, we can get started. And we're gonna set up some live duels. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Brandon versus Vernisolith. Let's go. a little tier limit branded versus Gene Raider. Quick effect, special summon a 9 from the hand before the Kit Cow gets on the field. Why before Kit Cow? I don't get that. Boss stage go off. Summon from the deck. Leviathan can summon quick effect on your opponent's turn. In the draw phase here, we're gonna summon a ton of tokens. Battle Fader, what the fuck, dude? Hard, negate. Aliber, search, branded fusion. Send a monster from their hand, yeah. Branded fusion with the Hobness, bro. That triggers the Hobness, doesn't it? Into the Lubellion. Trigger Lubellion, discard Tragedy, Hobness trigger. Oh my god, that's crazy, bro. Oh, but the call by. You can stop Albion with a called by, but not Rebellion. Oh my god, and he goes into the Kit Kalos instead. Interesting. Oh my god, so he is actually going to summon, and then quick effects suck them up. Holy shit, dude. Detach material, draw a card, then attach one card from the hand to this card. Okay. Is that going to make him pretty big? It makes him kind of big. Sheeran, activate. Now I'm into this. Fusion deployment into the Albaz. Oh my god, dude. Discard, fuse into the Mirror Jade. Mirror Jade's Dragus Stapelia is pretty nasty. Tragedy, banish, reset. Send, banish. Sucks you can't get rid of that boss stage, though. That's the problem. You dismantled the whole field. That's really good, dude, but he's gonna do it again. Brightest blazing, branded. Ecclesia back to the hand. Albion set up the retribution. Okay. Super Poly. Oh my god, dude. How beat does that get? Moo Dragon. So that's going to trigger the Mirror Jade. And then he's going to activate Brandishment. And then he's going to Mud Dragon Dark so he's untargetable. But Mirror Jade doesn't target. Brandon to High Spirits, back to the hand. Albion. Vala. Alright, she's getting negated. And destroyed. Oh man. Whoo! 5 tokens. I ain't gonna do it though. Kit, Cartesia, Albion, Set. Jeez, that's rough, dude. As cold as ice. Alright, and then this should be YouTube chat, so should be /mod Nightbot. I don't think that'll work. I think I have to be in my YouTube chat to do it. That was a sick tool, bro. Play one more. Traps versus traps. If he's going first, that's pretty good. Oh, it's actually Labyrinth versus Labyrinth. Oh, he's got the evenly. Maxi, he went to leave the main phase into the battle phase. He knew, dude, just activate everything. Whoa, he's got the Zark spell, dude. What the fuck? Yes, Zark into the Kentragina. Oh no, right into the Rex term. And then the lovely into the Kentragina. Evenly save the Kentragina. Yeah, copy. Can I not do it from here? Stop in the labyrinth, dude. It's got the domain. It's gonna copy into the max C. That's rough. We did open with 2 max Cs. Normally it's kind of a brick, but that's like follow-up for Labyrinth, you know? Allegedly, it's working. What a weird amount of damage, bro. Alright, there we go. It's working. Hey, what's up?
I'm gonna try to get the man to lay down now. I'm gonna read him some books.
Okay. Sounds fun.
Why are you retarded?
I tried to make something easier on my stream and I completely broke the entire thing. And I was sitting here streaming to myself for like an hour. But now I got everything fixed and set up just the way I was trying to do before. So.
Well, that's good. No, I'm okay, Mom.
No, excuse me. How's the night been?
It's been fun and good.
Fun and good. That's what I like to hear.
I'm tired now that I'm starting to run out of steam. I'm hoping he lays down.
Yeah. He seemed really tired when he woke back up. How's he been over there?
Awake, but he seems sleepy now.
Good. Good.
And I have high hopes.
Little man needs to sleep.
Yeah, he does. But I love you. I just wanted to say that. I love you.
I love you too. I miss you too. I'll see you in the morning. For a date.
Morning at the beach down the road.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, I figured I might as well take advantage of it, and I need a meeting. So I'll do it.
Well, good. I'm proud of you.
Thanks. I love you.
I love you too.
I will talk to you later.
Okay. Bye, baby.
Good night.
Nice. Gotta take care of that good shit first. Droll and Lockbird. It's gonna be a fat no from me, dog. That's gonna be a fat no from me, dog. Fuck out of here with that Droll and Lockbird shit. Alright, everything all set up. We can go to fucking kickback mode. Yeah, summon the room heart. Room heart activate, search, abscission. Special to Meek. Abscission pop. He's screwed and he knows it. Pop. Add. Reframing. Sure, yeah, we'll do it this way. Cross out. Designate. Summon Meek. Summon Meek. Change the level. Don't mind if I do. Alright. We got it. We still got it. Trisukta. Reborn the Meek. This is how you get around not searching vices with the Calarium. So you can do this, and then you make the Amratira. I say Amratira, I know it's Amratara. I literally went over that earlier. And he can search for the Tearlament's field spell. Okay. Which we can use to search Vice's Starfrost. Okay. This combo's nasty. This combo's nasty. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to link that off into a Lightheart. Over here. Very important. The zone placement is important in this deck. It really, really is. So activate Lightheart. Search Reichheart. Well, search the field spell, search Reichheart. Alright, Reichheart in defense. We should have used Abscission first to have 3 so we could draw. That's a mistake on our part, but it's fine. Okay, and then we put these into an Excel. Excel's gonna reborn the Meek. We're gonna use Abscission to summon the Starfrost. And then we can Arrival, grab Reichart back. Alright, so now we go into Dissipator. And then actually, we're gonna use him and him to make a cross sheep over yonder. Nice, nice. Then we Astrolab with these two. Over here. Resummon. Into a Meek. Into resummon the Visus. I think instead of the Sprite Elf plays, we're going to save those a little bit. We're actually going to Burrow the floor with you and you. And we're going to Chaos Angel. Oh, we had the elf play too. Link that off. Because we could resummon the Lightheart. Huh? Oh, look at how pretty. Look at how pretty it is. Alright, let's get a little React content going, if we can. Wanted to check out the Master Duel tournament gameplay that was released today on DK's channel. Imaginings, Calarium, Roomheart, Meek, Max C. Oh my god, dude. Okay. We don't have Ash.
Super heavy samurai versus dark magician. YouTube Ray representing dark magician.
Now he's gonna think I have the Ash. We're just gonna save the maxi till our turn, I think. We have all the gas we could ever ask for, so. Alright, Ecclesia, go off, Queen. Sorry, my computer's literally a potato. It's trying its best right now. I was considering getting the ROG Ally to play Masters on. Titanclad, summon the Quem. Quem send the Albaz. Or the Cartesia. Alright. I think it's ready. No, he wasn't ready. No, she can send in the Albaz.
Super heavy samurai versus dark magician. YouTube Ray representing dark magician since the start of the release of Master Duel.
Dog.
Watching the evolution of his deck has been a lot of fun.
Alright. Do we tell him we have the Calarium? I think we imaginings first. We'll show him the Meek. And we're going to attempt to draw 2. What does it mean when your computer says system interrupts? What did he set in the end phase? Did he set any trap? No. Oh, he's got the max C. That's rough. Now, how come it can say I'm using 30% CPU in OBS, but in Task Manager it says it's taking like 60-70%. Discord's killing it right now. Just ruining shit for everybody. Alright. Let's try turning the quality on the video down. Called by the grave on the ball. That's rough. Does that turn him into a tuner, right? That's so stupid. Now, he did successfully maxi us. Oh, this is a rough spot, huh? We could summon Starfrost and swing over the Quem straight up. I think that one draw is worth it, actually. Alright, Vsauce Beatdown. That's the name of the game today. So we're going to take out the Quem. Activate Vsauce's effect. Gain some attack power. Main 2. I have to just end it up. What did she add with the Ecclesia? Fleur-de-lis. The monster's special summon from the extra deck is on the field. Well, it's not. Alright, what send? Sent the Fallen of Albaz. Oh, no. You sent Tragedy. Tragedy, search Aliber. Aliber, search Branded Fusion. Oh, yeah. I'd really like to watch this damn tournament, though. Branded Fusion. Max C. We're at least gonna draw some fucking cards. Let's see what he sends. Alright, I'll be in. Oh, didn't mean to click that. What did we draw into? Our second Visus. This duel is making me think I might want to play a second Abscission, actually. Drew into the Ray cart. Into the Mirror Jade. Didn't shuffle back your Lubellian. What did you shuffle back? Shuffle back Titaniclad. is before the end of the main phase. We will summon our Scareclaw Kashtira. 5,000. That's. I think he has just way too much fucking damage right now. Way too much damage. Alright, GG, sir. Let's do, yeah, I made some other decks. I made a Spellbook Invoke deck. That's pretty fun, but it's not very good. That. We got 41 cards. Yeah, these are all searchable negates. I don't know if I want to get rid of any of this shit. I'll get rid of a Nibiru. Oh wait. Extra deck. We need more extra deck cards. We have all our good link monsters in there. Throw in a Alsa, throw in a Dark. Should be fine. Alright, let's do some Scareclaw games.
Welcome to the journey of Dark Magician Hajime. We're going first.
Yeah, it started working as I
So good turn one. We have the
refresh it.
spellcaster.
Oh, my boy's popping off. Got Mo-Yi, search show Taya. Synchro, Grandmaster search. Alright, what is this fucking thing? That's rough. Yeah, there's not much we can do about that. We lost, bro. Alright, we're switching back to Vanadium. We're not doing this to ourselves. Excuse me. Alright. It's hopefully loading right now. And we're going first. So we'll just let it exist and see what happens. Kind of pathetic that my computer can't play a fucking YouTube video while it's streaming. Alright. Just gonna have to meek Visus make something happen.
Station ready to get fusion. What are our fusion?
Oh man.
Super heavy samurai versus
There we go.
is Dark Magician. YouTube Ray represent.
Pause it. Dude, play the fucking video, dude. What an expensive piece of actual garbage, bro. We're loading in 144p right now. That's what's making it lag so hard. Nice. Grab Reichart. Special summon. Search the arrival. Okay, and then we go into the Excel. At least my PlayStation works correctly. Excel Reborn. The Meek.
Dark Magician since the start of the release of Master Duel. Watching the evolution of his deck has been a lot of fun. Welcome to the journey of Dark Magician Hajime. We're going first with a not so good turn one. We have the Spellcaster Village, which states only if you control a spellcaster does your opponent not even be able to activate spells. But we don't control spellcaster, so it's nothing. Nada. Trash. Damn. We have Maxi, Gamma, and Droll and Lockbird. So we could Droll right here, but you know, you'd be thinking, what about Gamma? We have Gamma to stop Gamma. So if you have Ash or Gamma, it's okay to Droll on an open field or even Max.
I'd really like to be able to see what he's fucking talking about.
Super heavy Samurai versus Dark Magician. YouTube Ray representing Dark Magician since the start of the release of Master Duel. Watching the evolution of his deck has been a lot of fun. Welcome to the journey of Dark Magician Hajime. We're going first.
Holy fuck,
with
bro.
a not so good turn one. We have the Spellcaster.
Holy fuck. That is so fucking annoying. Grab the Calarium. Alright, and then we're gonna activate Calarium. Grab Room. Okay, and then we can Amatera plus Lightheart into across Sheep. And then we Astraloud. Reborn the Meek. Sheep, resummon the Meek. Sheep, summon Meek. Sheep, summon Meek. It's looking kind of bleak for my guy. Ruum Heart, pop, and summon. Search. Summon.
Spellcaster Village, which states only if you control a spellcaster does your opponent not even be able to activate spells. But we don't control spellcaster, so it's nothing. Nada. Trash. Damn. We have Maxi, Gamma, and Draw Lock, which we
Change
control
level, we don't need to.
right here. But
Calarium, summon a Meek. Oh my god.
you know, you'd be thinking, what about Gamma? We have Gamma to stop Gamma. So if you have Ash or Gamma, it's okay to droll on an open field or even Maxi. Now, Maxi gets
Just
shut down
grab
by your own droll lock,
reframing.
so you do want to be careful about that. But this is when I would advocate for, yeah, it's okay. Now, a problem with Gamma is not only does it summon the driver from the deck, it also summons it from the graveyard, which means the ghost spell could negate the Gamma. So if we had Gamma for the droll, then Gamma for the Gamma, we have Bell for the Gamma on the Gamma, then the droll gets negated. Damn.
Dissipator, summon.
Alright, let's see what happens. We no longer could add cards from the deck.
Vsauce.
We're going to be special summoning, probably making it a very easy Baguska here. Oh, what are we doing? Are we going for the train? I think we're training. Yeah?
Oh my god.
Level 12 train. We also have lots of Therions.
Alright, this isn't happening right now, dude. It's just not. It's not happening like that. Alright, we only have 30 seconds. We gotta hurry the fuck up. Go ahead and Barone, Light, Synchro Monsters are unaffected. Chaos Angel. Barone the floor. And we're done cooking for now. Good, because we were almost out of time. Nope. Nope. Don't waste no more time. We got we're gonna reframing that. Don't even need to. Discard a card, roll a 6-sided die, my guy. Roll a 6-sided die and do what? Then special summon from your hand or deck. 1 or 2. Shuffle those back. 1, 2, 3. And then we're gonna chain max C. Scoop it. Good, I was almost out of time anyway. We spent like that whole duel trying to fucking watch a YouTube video. I need either a working second computer that's powerful enough to take over, or a second capture card, and then I can do like dumber stuff on the laptop. Normal summon Rykart. Got a mirror match on our hands. Let's try to think what the best interruption would be. Honestly, probably this. So you can't get the Vsauce. If you can't get the Vsauce, then you can't pop. Is that a room heart in hand? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Did you do that just to resummon from the graveyard? Okay, no, you have another one. Vsauce. Vsauce the boss. Oh, he's got a royal reframing. Going to the elf. Yeah, he didn't even fucking Astral out yet. What are you doing to me, sir? Cross sheep. Vicious. Oh, these turns are so long. I wish we could watch YouTube or something. You know, be kind of based. Mess up. Pop your own monster. Do it. He's thinking about it. Whoa. Really? Hope Harbinger Appaloosa? Okay. This is a board breaking hand right here. Okay, we got the reframing done. Damn, bro. Okay. Grab the Meek. Fucking droll. Okay. Okay. What you got in there? Oof. Again, super heavies, huh? We'll just set and pass. Hit him with the maxest of C's. Pray we draw some fucking hand traps, though. Drew another max C. Boom, 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 boom. Alright, he's got some shit going on right now. Come on, buddy. I feel like he fucked something up. What did he fuck up? Okay, Borlobe. Okay. All types of triggers here. Search. Quit. Be nice to draw into Nibiru now. Feel like he's summoned enough. Drew into the Ash. That's something. Couldn't get the Cleaford off because of the level 1. So you can negate on your turn. Other than that, it's unaffected by spells, traps, and link monsters. It's kind of huge. Materia Beast. Can't negate the field spell at all with either of these two. Let's summon 2 more Meeks. Resummon this one. Do it again. I'm gonna go ahead and summon another one. He stopped attacking them. How interesting. Now we'll save it. Now this is unlimited spell and trap card negates, right? It sure is. Well, no, it's just spell cards, yeah? Yeah. Okay. So we gotta burn through an Omni negate. Which is monster effects. Search for a rival. Room heart. Pop the meek. Can negate it with the Materia Beast this time. I don't know if he even wants to, yeah, huh? Just let it go. Let's go ahead and excel to new heights. This would be a good negate. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, don't you just instant lose now? What the fuck? Oh, sorry. I gotta use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. be back. We back. It's literally lagging. Let's not even bother. Yeah. I was gonna try to play YouTube again. It's just not happening right now. Okay. Nemrulia. Once per turn, you can place a Nemrulia continuous spell from your deck or graveyard on your field. Okay. In the Pendulum Zone, banish 2 face-down cards from your extra deck. Face down, add 2 level 10 beast monsters with different names from your deck to your hand. You can also special summon monsters from your extra deck. Set pendulum monsters. No, we're ashing that. It's a -2 in card advantage right there. It's a Torby. What's a Torby do? Set a labyrinth spell or trap. Big welcome. That's not good. Oh, I should have maxed that. Oh, not really. I'll max my turn. Okay. He's got the big welcome. We have Imperm cross out. He's got max C. We have to cross out, chain our own max C. Gate its effects as well as the activated effects and effects on the field. We just have to chain max C. Which means you have to use your big welcome right now, pretty much. No, okay. Hope you know that means you're under max C and I'm not, right? Room heart search. Grab the meek. Another free draw. He's gonna pop the room heart because he thinks that's what he has to do. Oh, we can't special room heart with a rival, huh? It's not looking good, fellas. It's not looking good. Should have negated the first one. I think that's lethal right there. I'll have to summon and then return. Something to his hand, right? I actually don't think you can lethal me, huh? God, I hate Labyrinth, bro. Is that lethal? Nah, bro. Hey, lethal dog. We're fucking up right now. Summon red card, search. This is a non-target pop. Gonna try to bounce him. So we're gonna pop it instead. And now we have Reichart in the graveyard, so we're much more insulated. He could flip this, do his thing, pop us and stuff. Grab Abscission. Special the Meek. Abscission, pop Meek. What's up with my guy? He can't activate that. Grab the Calarium, activate the Meek. Change the level, don't mind if I do. Primitive Planet, add. Lysis. I'm gonna make the Excel. Can't target or destroy this card. It's good to know. Yeah, he would have ashed by now if he had it, so we're playing around Ghost Ogre now. Summon a Meek from the deck. We don't need to change the level. Calarium, summon from the grave. We have 2 arrivals. Let's go ahead and make a fucking bear on the floor right now, because I ain't fucking around. Or an unaffected Chaos Angel, banish the back row. Barone is summoned. Back row is getting popped. Why didn't he activate? I don't know. Not my problem. Summon a Dissipator. Putting you right over here. And then we'll arrival. Grab Vsauce one more time. Gonna make Crossy. He must have no time left. Vicious. Sid Vicious with the crow. Spike, come to me. Join the syndicacy. Activate. Activate. What do we pop in this one, right? Scooby Doopy. Scooping it up, scooping it up. I'm a bad man. Scooping it up, scooping it up. I'm a bad man. Yo, I heard that running 2 monitors can kill your CPU. Is that true? Let's go listen to these losers talk about dinosaurs.
Muted his mic.
Who?
Word, what's good?
What's up? What's up?
Good, Brosy.
You can hear me good? Oh, perfect.
I
Yeah.
hear you now, yeah.
Nice.
What you up to, bro?
Chilling, playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Same, you know.
Word. You gotta hop on the bandwagon of Ark. I'm telling you.
Yo, I'm a brokey, dog. Which one of you is buying it before me?
I will.
Arc. What's
I found us a Karka. And
Already?
It's a female.
I'm coming.
Which one are you playing? Survival Evolved? Survival Ascended.
Ascended.
The new one.
Ascended. That's the newest one.
Yeah, the
Yeah, Evolved you can't play. They closed the multiplayer platform off of that. Unless you're playing like
local.
by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's $50 that I don't have right now, sadly.
Or give me a few, I'll probably get it for you.
Alright, then what are we doing? We can slaying dinosaurs? Is that the...
Well, if you join in, because we're in a solo/duo type of server at the moment.
We'll find a trio.
Oh, I see.
If you
Yeah.
join.
You can find a trio, show you the ropes.
That could be fun. You guys play Minecraft, right?
No.
I've done it before. This is adult Minecraft.
Well,
With dinosaurs.
I have Minecraft and I wanted to let my son like kind of play it, but I kind of need to know how to play Minecraft to do that.
Yeah, I feel that. It's frustrating a little bit.
Oh, the ash.
Alright, Kev, do you see my location? One long.
Yeah, I'm coming over right now.
Alright.
Yo, my man scooped immediately.
I love that.
Dude, my deck is nuts, bro. It's fucking crazy. I have a whole...
Yu-Gi-Oh! In a little bit.
Yeah, I was kind of taking a break. They have like an event going on right now where you can collect chains. I'm not sure what they're for, but they look cool, and I'm collecting them. So.
I see the carcass. If you come here, just look straight over there towards that big tree. Yep, okay.
Oh, God, I do not see it.
It's kind of hidden. If you come over here.
We got a full combo.
I just had. Oh, I see
You
it.
see it?
And
You
it's
see it?
level 1. See her. She's level 100 too. That's
Yep.
freaking amazing.
That sounds really high.
Alright. Yeah, we've been taming down. Like, yo, we got a T-Rex breeding like factory going down, and each freaking egg, if like it hatches, it produces a level 220 freaking Rex.
You see where the trap is, right?
Level 220. So okay, so 100's not high then.
No,
100
100 is pretty high.
Okay.
Where is the
It's
trap?
till
I do not see the
150.
trap.
But you gain pretty much 50%. The trap's right where I'm at now. So if you lure it to the trap, lure it to my location. I figured that would be the easiest way for you to. And I'll place the stones behind it. No, it's up there. You gotta lure it down with the flowers. Eat all 12, all 10 or so, and have them follow you down straight to the trap to my location. And I'll slam the rest of the pieces behind it. Go to my bird and I'll slap the freaking junk right on
I'll slap them.
it. Yeah,
Oh, that motherfucker
right on its forehead.
No, they come for me.
You're taking damage. That's expected. I did one
Oh,
earlier
no.
by myself. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, I'm not
Mine
arguing.
was a lot higher level, so you'll be
Come on,
alright.
damn. Where's the fucker at?
Have you guys seen that Power World game?
Follow me. I haven't played crap out of it. It just sucks because I'm not playing the one game, like the full version of it, so it's like
I
certain.
see you.
Dog,
See you.
I-
You're bringing them in. You're bringing them in.
I can't
Go
hear
to my
nothing you're
diner.
saying.
Give me one sec. I'm just super focused at the moment.
Yeah.
My last rare flower should have brought more.
Alright, let's switch up the game. What do we want to play?
You're almost there, bro. He's giving you one hell of a time getting in that trap.
Here he comes, here he comes. Here he comes, here he comes. You playing?
Yes, he's in.
What
He's
games
hit
do
by the
we
trap.
have? Xenoverse, Ape Escape, Hogwarts, Kingdom Hearts.
Alright, I got him completely boxed in now. He's in.
RG.
Did you shoot something?
Yeah, I got an RG.
In RG?
Hold on. Don't take something all the way to it though. We need a couple of bodies.
I got Apache right here. It's fucking me up for a second. Something else. Because I got the flower going down.
Alright, cool.
Oh my god.
Flower going down?
No.
Oh, you wait.
Fucking die, birds.
I just hit that.
I got an RG party, yeah. At least. Ah, what the hell was that? Oh, they ate the body now. Okay.
Oh, well, we spotted both of them. They ain't gonna do shit for this guy, though. Oh, bro, is that a Bronto right there? There's a Bronto right there. That'll fill it instantly.
I mean, bring it over.
I just killed a Fioma, too.
Okay. Where's the Fioma? I'll bring it over.
Fioma's
Where'd the body go?
right here it was. Right here behind you. right there.
Ah,
I'm
there
gonna
it
get this parasaur and bring the parasaur over too.
is. I love this. Yo, Nate, watch us do this. If I'm streaming, if also I need to pull you up somehow. I gotta get a new thing. Oh, something else is attacking me. I'm getting attacked by a saber tooth.
What are you on Twitch?
Fuck you, saber tooth. Yeah, I'm on Twitch.
Did you blast the saber tooth? That's more food. I chapped the shit out of that guy. I
Oh, this
told you.
Tyrannodon.
Shoot him too.
As long as he don't get too close, he should be good. There's
No,
that
you want to
body.
right to its feet and back up out of there. That's how you.
Now I'm
actually get-
waiting. Where's that Fiomi at? There
There's
it
a
is.
pterodon in there too. I'm about to kill him.
Yeah, that was the one I was telling you about.
Yeah, I'm going to kill him too. I'm bringing him over there.
We need all bodies.
I'm surprised that pterodon took. That's why he was a 145. Shit, he was a beast. All right, I'll start this party off with the
Oh, he was a beast
pterodon.
for
And
Tyrannodon.
get ready with the next one.
Did you guys catch it?
Not yet. We got it trapped.
No, we're
We're back to
trying to.
entertainment. This one's a perfect coloration too. Oh shit, there's still 2 traps left in there.
Oh, that thing's big as fuck.
We have one already. This is the female. We're about to breed them.
Oh, it's gonna make me drag it to its face.
Is this dino and the Giga is the 2 strongest dinos in this game.
Did its meter go up? No, it just ate
No.
it without its meter going.
All right, I'm gonna let you guys do your dinosaur thing. I'm streaming.
All right, there he
too.
goes. He's sniffing yours. He's sniffing yours. Did it go up? Yeah, it did. It did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're caught up doing dinosaur shit. Leave them to their dinosaurness. We're gonna do legit ass playthrough of Dark Souls, bro. Alright, cool. Brightness, we'll turn that up just a little bit. Button settings should be fine. New game. Yep, we did that already. We looked at those already. Sure. Alright, now we create the boy. Full Metal. We're gonna be a boy, warrior, knight, wanderer, thief, bandit, hunter, sorcerer, pyromancer, cleric. I think we're gonna go with just your standard warrior for this one. Grab the master key because you have to. We're going to be an Astora noble with a ponytail that is dark red. Sure thing. So welcome in the age of ancients. Well, they'll tell you. We'll watch the cutscenes because there's not that many, so I can deal with it.
A land of grey crags, arch trees, and everlasting dragons. But then there was fire.
Then there was fire.
And
with fire came disparity.
Heat and cold, life and death, and
Of course, light and dark.
and dark.
Why wouldn't there be?
Then from the dark they came
Then, from the dark.
and found the souls of lords within the flame. Nito, the
Nito.
first of the dead.
Nito is so cool. The remaster really does this game justice too, honestly.
The Witch of Izalith.
Witch of Izalith.
The daughters of Chaos.
We can get into the lore and stuff while we're playing.
The Lord of Sunlight.
And then Gwyn and his faithful knights.
And the furtive pygmy.
And the furtive pygmy, so easily forgotten.
With the strength of lords.
The strength of lords, they challenge the dragons. Gwyn's mighty bolts piercing the scales. This is the same back lore as Elden Ring, by the way. Except you have witches instead of the giants. The stone dragons are literally the same. We haven't seen Nito or his incarnation. Well, I guess Godwyn, right? But not really. How sick would it be if in the DLC all these guys came back? You found out he was in charge of Raya Lucaria. Gwyn is doing something. I guess it wouldn't be Gwyn anymore.
Thus began the age of
Nito could
fire.
just come back.
But soon the flames will fade. And only
But soon the
dark
flames will fade
will
and only
remain.
dark will remain. Even now, there are only embers.
There are only embers. And man sees not light, but only endless nights. And amongst the living are seen
Carriers of the accursed dark
carriers
sign.
of the accursed dark sign.
So this is just going to be a normal playthrough. No glitches, no bullshit. Nothing fancy.
Yes, indeed.
Yes, indeed.
The dark sign brands the undead.
We're almost done with cutscenes.
And in this land,
And in this land,
the undead are corralled.
they're
and
corralled
led
and
to
led to the
another.
north.
Where they are locked away to await the end.
I also thought maybe Elden Ring's a prequel to this game.
This is
If the
your
lands
fate.
between just keeps getting more fucked up as you go, why wouldn't it turn into this? You burn the tree, and then it starts to grow back, then you gotta burn the tree some more. You gotta keep burning the fire. Or else shit goes down. Okay. Alright, my man Oscar. Alright, let's get into it. Oh, we're gonna have to get used to this. Use the dungeon cell key. Go ahead and drop this piece of garbage. So we mosey our way through. Come upon our first bonfire. It's actually a bonfire. And in this game, it doesn't count unless you rest at the bonfire. Yeah, just keep on going. Straight's usually a good way to go. And just pop on in. Holy shit. Okay, bud. It's a crazy guy. We jumped it. Okay. It's gonna feel weird not power stancing. We're being able to do running heavies. Right? Can't. No, you can't do running heavies. It's not a thing. Here's a cool little trick you can do. If you stand up against this wall and quit out of the game and then load back in, the wall breaks. Skipping running up the thing and making the ball drop and having to come back down. You just talk to him, come up, cut to the left, get hit by the thing anyway. Don't worry about it and keep it cruising. Take him out. Yeah, we're getting a little beat up. There's a little trick. You do a jump attack off of that. You hit him twice. Ooh. That's him taken out. Pain in my ass. We gotta do this real Dark Souls style. Raisin. That full-on raisin brand.
Only in the
So that's the first
ancient
boss,
legends
first
it
try.
is stated that one day an undead shall be chosen. To leave the undead asylum in pilgrimage to the land of the ancient lords.
Howdy, pilgrims. You ready? Lord Rat. Yeah, drop me off, son. I'm ready. Make sure to rest. can level up a tiny bit. Just gonna level our health. Alright, we're not gonna do no crazy shit off the bat. We're just gonna go for it. Playing Dark Souls as intended. Fast as fuck, boy. Good miss. Oh my god. Wonder if that counted. First death of the run. It did count. That's sick. Whoop. Grab these. Yeah. See if I still got it. Not if we click the wrong button. Oh, you jump, you tap circle, right? All right. Second boss. Alright. Oh, we gotta stop trying to press X to jump. This is not Elden Ring. Alright, same trick as the first boss. Hop up. Jump attack down. Get that big hit. Get around it. Get hit, apparently. Too early. Uh-oh. Alright, it's getting close. We gotta get a few good dodges in there. Holy shit. Got him. Whew. That was close. God damn, that was close. Got the fall cancel. We don't need it. We do need that. Sprint, 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 sprint. Alright, shortcut unlocked. Estus restored. Souls are getting spent. Well, actually, we're gonna save them because we're about to get the claymore. Which is gonna be a huge upgrade. Got quite a bit of souls there. Alright, claymore obtained. Pop over here and he'll fuck off. That's right, so get out of here. Need 16 and 10. We're gonna go 16 and 16. Yes, Piggly Wiggly, I will fight you in a moment. Oh, too early. Huh. Got ledge killed. Let me not pretend like I know how to parry in general, let alone in this game. Oh, I was about to get totally fucked. Alright, you only get one shot at doing this the fast way. Come up, you run through, you block, you run, grab this. Kill him. Kill you, pull the lever. Now that'll stay open. Even though we didn't want to open it right now. Alright, to the blacksmith. Now, how many does it take? I don't remember. His little jump just needs one, huh?
Don't get yourself not.
All right. Got our +1 greatsword. Let's go unlock the Firelink shortcut and then go fight the boss. Grab this. See how close are they? They're not blocking this door, so... Motherfucker. Really? Really, bro? Why are all of y'all up there, dude? I already have to deal with this asshole. Woo! That was smooth. That was a smooth entrance into here. It's gonna be a smooth first try. First try, +1 claymore. Fuck. Alright, it wasn't first try. I lied to you. It's alright, we can do it. We do plenty of damage, so. I guess we can go get Lothric and get the Fap Ring. We can do that. Get away from me! Get away, get away, get away! Use the master key. Alright, we died. Oh, god damn it. Alright, we saved him. Time to go kill him. All right. At the shrine. Pass by all these douchebags. This is the douchebag we're looking for. Bye. All right. Got a ring. What else could we get? We could get the wolf ring. Idiot. Speaking of idiots. Speaking of idiots. Jeez. Alright. In the zone. We gotta get the gargoyle. Come on, bud. What? Oh. Guess he ran over here instead of breathing fire. Here, let's do something a little more fun. Let's get this shit sorted out. That, close that. Open some of that. We're gonna go to YouTube. Oh yeah. I know that's my history.
Chaos here, and
I'm watching this damn video. Can OBS. Cool, let's start watching this.
Super Heavy Samurai versus Dark Magician. YouTube Ray representing Dark Magician since the start of the release of Master Duel. Watching the evolution of his deck has been a lot of fun. Welcome to the journey
really
of Dark
wanna see
Magician.
Dark Magician.
Hajime. We're going first with a not so good turn one. We have the
Yeah, very
Spellcaster
bad.
Village, which states only if you control Spellcaster does your opponent not even be able to activate spells. But we don't control Spellcaster, so it's nothing. Nada. Trash. Damn. We have Maxi, Gamma, and Droll and Awkward. So we could Droll right here, but you know, you'd be thinking, what about Gamma? We have Gamma to stop Gamma.
Yeah,
So if you have
Gamma
Asher,
to
Gamma,
stop.
it's okay to Droll on an open field or even Maxi. Now, Maxi gets shut down by your own Droll and Awkward, so you do want to be careful about that. This is when I would advocate for, yeah, it's okay. Now, a problem with Gamma is not only does it summon the driver from the deck, it also summons it from the graveyard, which means the Ghost spell could negate the Gamma. So if we had Gamma for the Droll, then Gamma for the Gamma, we have Bell for the Gamma on the Gamma, then the Droll gets negated. Damn.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. We no longer could add cards from the deck to the hand. We're going to be special summoning, probably making it a very easy Baguska here. Oh, what are we doing? Are we going for the train? I think we're training. Yeah? Level 12 train. We also have lots of Therions. Therion this is going to be negated by Gamma. So why are we not Ghost Belling the Gamma? I guess we're just holding on to the Ghost Bell. Why we not negate? I don't understand. We're going to be showconning this up into the Excel Synchro Stardust, reborning a level 2 tuner from the graveyard here. Wakashi is going to be equipping itself into the back row. Can you? Yes, you can. I promise you. Scooping it up to a Baron to floor play just like that.
Yeah.
YouTube Bray has surrendered. So, Bell for the reason that the Gamma is still activatable hand afterward, and our Therion would then have to negate the Gamma, which then the Gamma is still activatable, by the way. So you would Gamma the Therion, Gamma the Excel, and then you just keep on Gammaing. Gamma would just keep on activating in your hand. Very well done. Let's hop into
That
game
was sad.
number 2.
I want to see Dark Magician
Now, let's
pop
start this
off.
off with preparation of rites, adding a level
Alright,
7
yep,
or more ritual from our
prep.
deck to our hand, which will trigger our own Droll in Lockbird. Droll, we have Maxi, Ash, we can't stop the Droll. They have Gamma, they have Ghost Spell. This is a big problem. Add the Illusion of Chaos here, and then you're not going to be able to add your Magician Souls, which you already have in your hand, but the Magician of Souls cannot use the effect of being able to draw 2 cards from our deck. We're going to be Ghost Spell negating the effect of the Magician Souls from summoning a Dark Magician from the graveyard, as we were not even attempting to get the Magician Souls in the field itself. And we do have Super Polymerization ready to get Fusion. What are our Fusion monsters? We have Dragon Synchro plus Warrior. That is a Baron de Floor and a Borreload Savage Dragon. Due
Why
to
didn't
us
he
maxing
do
on the summon of the
anything?
Soul Piercer, playing around the Gamma perfectly, we are not going to be committing to that play. Very well done. Now, Illusion of
I guess
Chaos,
let's start
successfully
Magician
adding our
up.
Magician Rod, which again will get stopped by another Droll and Lockbird, so the Rod cannot add anything from the deck to the hand here. No more adding for you. Gamma is actually going to negate. Now, we cannot Gamma the Gamma because we have a monster on the field blocking our own
dude.
Gamma. Dead Gamma. Come forth and summon. Now, if we play the Excel Stardust Synchro ourselves, we could reborn the Gamma and make a Baron de Floor if we have room in the extra deck. Looks like that's exactly what we are doing in Dark Magician.
Yup,
Reborn
Excel.
that Gamma into our very own Baron de Floor.
Okay.
Now, Rod is going in, grabbing our Secrets of Dark Magic, our Quick Play Fusion play card, as we're going to use the Magician's Soul to reborn a Dark Magician from the graveyard after sending it from the deck to the grave. Baron de Floor, wipe out the Piercer, activate the Search, but
OTK.
now we are susceptible to the Gamma. As long as we don't activate any monster effects, we have 7,100 damage in the field. Now, the Secrets of Dark Magic should not be triggering any monster effects here. The Gamma could just get negated by Baron de Floor anyway, as we now make Master of Chaos. Master of Chaos on summon, reborn from the graveyard, Dark Magician, Gamma activate, Baron de Floor, negate.
Okay.
The negate.
Yeah.
And I believe we have a Dark Magic attack for game, yes? Dark Magician from the grave. No, Lemon.
Come
How dare you
on.
surrender before the animation? Gamma for the Gamma, but our own Gamma's not going to be activated. Wow. We did not have any good
Special
play here,
Fenrir
huh?
pass.
If we wanted, we could have even summoned Ash to make a Baron de Floor, but, you know, I don't even know if is Fenrir better than having Gamma be activatable? Maybe you would just not even summon the Fenrir at all.
Right.
Now, reminder, Fenrir cannot search Fenrir because it is limited to 1 now. So what is it even doing in this deck? It's just chilling. We have preparation of rights being negated by the Ash. I feel like that's
Not even really
Oh, it's a
all
big
about
bait because the
the
Gamma is going to negate the Ash going in.
search, though. It's about the on-field effect, putting all that pressure
Start synchro
on.
here. Yep. So resolve the preparation, trigger the Fenrir, get banish it. Goodbye to the driver, so no free Baron de Floor for you. As we now add the Magician's Souls. I would generally save my Ash probably for the Illusion of Chaos, because if they have another copy in their hand, you negate the preparation, they still get to search for the Magician's Souls. Send Dark Magician from the deck to the graveyard to reborn it. Dark Magician being a level 7 with Gamma. I don't know if we have anything that's worth summoning here. You see, you're setting up the lock.
Secret
we have a secret
Village.
village of spellcasters. Only you can
Alright,
cast
we just
your
unlocked
spells.
Avatar.
They are spells. So no Wakashi.
Good tiny
You'd like
bridge.
to add a Soul Piercer in the deck, sadly doing so as we're not going for the Wakashi play.
Stupak.
Piercer into the Scarecrow, triggering the Piercer to search our deck for a Super Heavy Samurai. That is the Wakashi. We do not control Spellcaster. Discarding Wakashi to reborn Wakashi from the graveyard, going for the last resort play that Super Heavy Samurai players do not do. You discard a monster to summon a Super Heavy Sam from your deck, but then you're locked into Super Heavy Samurai monsters only. No Baron de Floor, no Borreload Savage Dragon, All USA, none of that nonsense. Super Heavy Sam only. In Ash negates. So the restriction is also negated. The effects that are negating, so we are not locked Super Heavy Sam only. Ending our that's it. Dark Magician is we control spellcaster, so we can activate our preparation of rights if we want to. The Illusion of Chaos does not just grab Magician, it's also grab our Rod. With our Rod, grab our Eternal Soul, which could Dark Magician and that our secret village
Why is our
on
computer
the
running
field
so
allow the
slow?
opponent from activating
I
spells.
should be able to
Now there's
do
a little
this.
scary with no monster on the field. That Gamma is activatable if we were to activate any
Let's
monster
shrink
effect,
this, will
which we're not
help.
going to play into. Wagon on summon, going into the defense. Search the deck for our booster. Booster could go a rank 4 exceed play here, which could be an Exciton Knight or a Baguska. Super Polymerization going to fuse with the opponent's field, our very own Garura. Just don't activate any monster. Oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You had him. Had him. The Gamma. Oh my Jesus. Gamma is going to negate the Rod from adding itself in the graveyard back to the hand. And now
That's
we
rough.
Baron de Floor. Baron is going to wreak havoc here. Excel Sync for
Yeah,
Stardust,
dude.
reborn the
You're
Gamma
fucked.
from the graveyard, Shokan into the Baron de Floor.
Ooh,
We can
early
pop
corner
any card in the field,
spots.
plus we have our Omni negate. The Tunneler's also raw cards.
Fire
Return
one.
my back in the deck. Are we drawing in traps or what? If we pop the Dark Magician, we could then activate Wakashi. Oh, he knows He knows, but then the Eternal Soul, well, sure. Okay, we took out the Eternal Soul. Battle over the Dark Magician. No Spellcaster on the field. We have full combo main phase 2. Ain't no way Dark Magician now loses. This is, oh no. It's not just turn 1. It's for the whole duel. You have to respect the Gamma. You know, it is easy to forget about. And, you know, hindsight's 2020. Only because we see the hand look like an obvious bad play into the Gamma. But I think most players would have done this mid-game. We were mid-game, and that Gamma just got us really badly. Damn.
Golden Sarcophagus and Light is probably going to use Dark
be
Magician,
optimal
though.
here.
That's
Well,
going
in
to be
response to
hype,
a
bro.
opportunity to get banned. The Light Heart is going to be grabbing our field on a grab. Vsauce. Vsauce will pop the Meek. The Meek will suck Meek from the deck. Would DD Crow do anything here? No, do not DD Crow here. There's the Meek. Now we can DD Crow the Reinhardt. Now DD Crow, like them, is usable more than once per turn. It's like an Actailer. So with multiple DD Crows, multiple banishes. Now there is a situation where we are going to have to DD Crow preempt before they summon the Asher Loud, but it requires Vsauce and a 1500/2100 on the field or in the grave. Not on the field, we can't DD Crow it, but in the graveyard, we don't even have a valid Vicious Loud summon. So what is this? Because we banished the Reinhardt, we stopped Vicious Asher Loud, and we stopped the Arrival. Thinking you should consider playing DD Crow on deck because this worked out very well.
Yeah.
And Lightheart's going to be reborning from the graveyard
DD
here.
Crow,
It's
Bestials fuck him up,
play.
kinda.
This would have been in Apollo
Well, they
USA.
can.
Yeah, so did stop Apollo. That is something. This would have been a triple negate. We're still popping off. Elf reborn the graveyard. Triple Dino. No, he did not want to. No, the Elf, it does target. So even if there's doubles in the grave, you can manage the one they are targeting to reborn. All right, we held on to that DD. We didn't want to get too crazy. Now, what do we do about the Droll and Lockard? We have secret password adding a Sunny Snitch, which that triggers the Droll. Sunny Snitch is going to be able to add, but no longer because of Droll and Lockard. We also can't draw 2 from the triple tack talent. It's not look. Oh, have to cross out designate for the Droll. Of course, everyone's playing it.
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
Droll chain to cross out designate because we're still in the activation window where we added a card to our hand on resolution. So another Droll is activatable in response to the cross out designate. And you do have to declare Droll on the activation. You can't just go, okay, I changed my line, I'm gonna call something else. Nope. Damn, that is nuts. Double Droll. See, multiple uses of DD Crow. I can't believe that Droll is activatable more than that. Is just goes. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah,
so
dude.
Snitch is dead. Time to end our main phase, so we're reborning a ball from the graveyard.
No
Our
IP?
third DD
That's where you want IP.
Summon a Meek
Oh,
from the
no,
deck,
it's just,
Manadium. We're gonna search our deck for a non-card, not just any card we want, which is gonna be getting us access to our Vsauce. So the Obsidian will pop off, but we have no more balls to deck to summon. Make our Excel start a synchro. This is something where it's troublesome to DD because this does not actually target. You activate the special summon at level 2 or from the graveyard, and we have more than one. You DD Crow one, we reborn the other. And now they have, okay, Dispater not buried in the floor. Now, with a banished Droll Lockbird, because of our own cross-out designate, the Dispater can now negate DD Crow. That is an issue. Reborning our right card adds to our hand. Had we had the Bader and the right card in defense on an additional card, but because we can attack this turn, we do want them in attack. Arrival arrive from the graveyard. Vsauce in Baron to floor and a vicious Astral out if we do not DD early, which the Baron can be and the Dispater. So despite having Triple Crow to break their turn on play, Manadium perseveres with
Yeah,
a huge
triple
pull-up, top
Droll
decking the
beat.
Reinhardt off the top of
No.
the damn deck. Ain't no way.
Yeah,
Let's get this into
triple Droll
game
beat.
number 2.
Triple,
Really shutting down Live Twin. We have secret password. The thing
yeah,
again,
yeah.
and we're gonna get drolled. We add a card, adds a card, thus the Droll completely down. But this time we have a Live Twin home. This will summon a monster from the deck playing under the Droll, but then they have Ash. So we are in a crazy hand trap meta, just non-stop hand traps.
Yeah, dude.
Now the Ghost Ogre is really good against the Scarecrow, which playing against Super Heavy Samurai, but I believe that is the main reason we'd want to be playing a card like this. Live Twin home.
It's also
getting
really
rid of
good
our
against
Ghost Ogre, summoning our
Vanadium.
Leela, if it is the only monster on the field, summoning its twin from the deck. Now make Kisa Kill. Kisa Kill, reborn the blue from the graveyard, then make the blue Synchro, gonna be our Leela. Leela reborn the Kisa Kill to then draw a card. Here comes our, wait, we didn't get to draw? Oh, we're on roll. Can't draw because of the Droll. Now Trouble Sunny has the quick
Fucking
effect.
Troll, dude.
Reborn the Kisa Kill and Leela to pop a card in the field and draw. So do get rid of that. And plus we have our own Droll.
Alright, so
Planet Calarium,
they actually
from
got
the deck.
the Link
That's
4
gonna
out,
break
huh?
Frost. And okay, so did not want to draw. Had we drolled, it would have stopped our Frost from adding. And I don't know if that was worth it, really. We don't droll because we want to draw one for triple active talent. You're going to take control of your newly summoned monster. We're also be chaining our Max C. So droll is going to be even more effective here as we shift up after playing with the Max C. So they're not going to trigger. Neither of them, right? Don't they have to have other twin in order to activate? This said that if you control a key skill, target card in the field, and we're taking control. Which one are we taking? Come to me, key skill. Droll and Lockbird off of Max C. Thus, your Rhyme Heart's no good. Can't put any of them into defense as they are link monsters, and they are the same attack, suiciding them in. Not bothering with Rhyme Heart summon. Cut it off. We have the switch at the key skill, which again, Droll.
Dude, Droll is just shutting everybody down, bro.
Add summon a twin in the deck, act, negate. Now, Small World add the blue one special summon from the hand if we even play that one. We have Almirage to get her into the graveyard here, Almirage into Secret Gardena. Not really sure where we're going here. We're just summoning. Cannot use the link material, and you take the rest of the turn after it's summoned. And if you would take battle or effective, you take no once per turn. Rhymer adding the Meek. If we follow up with the Droll, that's going to shut off the use of the field spell to add a boss. The Synchro adds any Monadio card, and the Obsidian, which adds the field spell. So we shut off a bunch of searches here. Secure Gardena, ensuring that we take no battle damage. Back to back to back. Droll. Droll is making games longer and possibly more interactive. Small World banishing the Ghost Ogre in the Droll to grab our Leela. The hand traps over here. We're able to go full combo, full play. This is a way. Is Live Twin a good deck? Well, let's find out off this combo. Reborn the Kisa kill, draw our card here. We have the Maximus that can follow up into this combo.
The
have
Ash
Trouble Sunny, 30
deck
attack can activate final phase for even more damage, but we don't want to waste that effect. We're gonna wait. I'm curious why, I guess we wanted the 3,000 defense. We attack for 1,500. Forcing the opponents and two monsters in the graveyard here as we send our own Titanclad. Titanclad and Walla Lilith are going to be triggering, summoning our Ecclesia, Dogmatica, Floritis, which will be able to negate any monster on the field. We also have Cartesia, which should fuse. What are we fusing
Why do you
into?
have that in there?
Gangrenal into what? Ooh, Dark Ruler no more. Now, this will shut down this field, but we have our Dogmatica Floritis with a follow-up to negate. So what do we negate? After the Dark Ruler no more, mostly being used because of Super Heavy Samurai. Monadium is able to negate that with Reframe. Meek is here. We're gonna pop the Meek, triggering the field spell on the Meek. So 2 balls on the field here.
If Dark Ruler was like a super rare, I think it would see a lot more play.
So let's get
but
double
I think just as an ultra rare, it's just too expensive.
2 balls and we're getting burned per special summon. That's gonna be grabbing our Vsauce. When do we use our Floritis?
I didn't even
We're not
think
activating monster
about
effects yet. Off into a Lightheart here. This is an opportunity to negate the grab the Scareclaw field spell, which will grab the Arrival, which will combo up with the Vsauce to make the Astrolabe, but they already have a Rhyme Heart in the graveyard anyway. So if we negate this, they're going to go into Cross Shape, into Vicious Astrolabe. They still have great plays. So we're in a really tough spot on whether we negate or not. And remember, we are under Dark Ruler no more, so Trouble Sunny's not. What do? We are negating it. So let's see what Yuri could do after our Lightheart is negated. New life point gain animation? I have not noticed. Is there? Negate. Now, let's follow this up. As I said, Cross Shape is here. Vicious Astrolabe, banishing from the grid for the inherent special summon, triggering the Cross Shape, which could get Ash. You want to chain link block it with your Vicious Astrolabe to pop a card in the field. Get rid of that Dogmatica Floritis, reborn a ball from the graveyard, which this will give us access to an Apollo USA or a Baron de Flor. We're going to link this up into, what the heck? Max Trisukta? I don't think I've ever seen that. What? Trisukta activate, reborning from the graveyard. Get ready for our, not into level 8 Synchro. We are instead going into Elf could then reborn level 2 to go into our level 8 Synchro, which would be the Vsauce era. Reborning Maxi to make Excel Synchro Stardust. Maxi to make Trisukta. Maxi to make Excel Synchro Stardust. Stuck to himself. So a ball plus Trista cannot make Excel Stardust Synchro. We now have our Dissipator, which could reborn a banished monster on the field. Vsauce has a battle effect when a monster battle a gain attack. Wiping out the trouble on Maxi to make Excel Synchro Stardust. Trisukta's a tuner herself. Not level 8 Synchro. We're dead going into Elf. Elf could then reboot to level 8 Synchro. Reborning Maxi to make Excel Synchro Stardust. Maxi to make Maxi to make Excel Synchro Stardust. Trisukta's a tuner herself. So all plus Trisukta cannot make Excel Synchro. And we now have our Dissipator, which can reborn banished monster onto the field.
Is it lagging really
Vsauce has a
bad?
battle effect. With string a monster by battle, it gains back, wiping out the trouble here. Under Dark Ruler no more, so no battle inflicted. Get a permanent boost, 30-50. Main phase 2, reborning our Lightheart here. Now,
Thank you
the
for letting
Ecclesia
me
was
know,
negated,
Aku.
but it does have the ability of not being able to be destroyed by an extra deck monster, and then the thing is able to negate anything. So our disruptions are negate absolutely anything with the reframing, and we have Dissipator, which can negate any monster effect. How do we play through double negate? The Chaos Creator,
This should make it a lot
Trouble
better.
Sunny, is going to be sending a Leela to activate the effect of send a card the opponent controls to the graveyard. So we're
Let
gonna
me
be using
know
the
if it's
Dissipator to
any
negate
better
that,
out
which
there.
we definitely should be doing, but now Triple Tactics talent is activatable. And if we take control of the Dissipator, the reframing is no longer activatable. We're not going to be able to negate anything. But I guess we negate the Triple Tactics talent and follow up with the Chaos Creator.
Yeah.
Reborning from the banished pile, Trouble Sunny. We have a big play. I cannot believe we're playing through the double negate like nothing. Of course, we do have to negate that. Negate.
Yeah, you have
Now,
to.
Chaos Creator in our Chaos Live Twin deck is absolute insanity. Going to banish a Light and Dark, activate to
Yeah,
reborn
Chaos
the
Live
Trouble Sunny
Twin
onto the
did a
field.
whole,
Trouble Sunny can attack, then tribute, then summon Leela and Kisa Kill, pop cards on the field,
What
and
was
draw.
that?
We're going to be using it right now.
Dogmatica
Reborn the
combo
Kisa
in
Kill,
the
reborn
middle.
the Leela. It looks like Live Twin is actually going to be winning this. We cannot target the Vicious Ashaloud. It's untargetable here. So we're going to be forced to target the Elf as the Elf reborns a Meek from the graveyard. Now, if we destroy the Meek or any tuner, the field spell will actually reborn it back in the field. So we do have to be careful about that too. Grabbing our Leela tree off the top of the deck, just randomly drawing it. Unicorn on summon, discard a card,
Unicorn,
spin a card in the field, back into the deck it goes. Off the top of the
Dissipator.
deck, we have our Live Twin Sunny Snitch. We were co-linked to the Unicorn, so we did get to that additional draw here.
Are you
We have not
going
normal
into-
summoned yet. To battle we go. We could clear up everything
Okay.
except, wait, we don't want to clear anything because the ball reborns. The Vsauce is too big. The Vicious is too big. So main phase 2
Oh,
into a
that's
Nightmare
funny.
Griffin. Nightmare Griffin's going to be able to discard a card to set a
Oh,
card from the graveyard
yeah.
back onto the field. And if the opponent is not linked up within a monster, it cannot activate its effect if it's special summoned. So
Yeah,
it's
and
kind
he
of a floodgate.
summoned it in the main monster
Discard,
zone, which
set Small World. Are we
makes it
Small World in the
even
DD Crow?
harder.
What's going on here? Leela reborn the Kisa Kill. Shokan into Kisa Kill so we can reborn Leela during the opponent's turn to pop a card in the field. Special summon monsters cannot activate. This is them attempting to end their main phase. They wanted to go to battle phase, so summoning Leela. Leela activating. Popping the Vicious Ashaloud. Now we have Rykard. Oh my gosh!
Oh shit,
This
the
adds
fucking
up.
continuous spell.
Ain't
Yeah.
no way! It's still triggering.
Oh
The
no.
Sunny Snitch has burned for so much damage. Every time the opponent summons, inflict 200 damage. Did anyone track
Yeah,
how much
against
damage this has
Vanadium,
burned
that's
for
too
total? Because Manadium
Even
loves
a,
the special summon. Is this
oh
actually
God, what's
a
the
counter
one?
to Manadium? Wow. Damn.
Masquerade. Masquerade could burn you down in a heartbeat. One of my first duels with Vanadium was actually against Black Wings, and they had 2 of the Assault Dragon out. And that motherfucker, dude, 1,200 each, right? And you get 2 of them, so it's 2,400. That's a lot of fucking damage, right? Is that how much it is? Or is it 700? I don't remember. It was a lot of damage. So I had to start doing the combo. And then I died, like, immediately.
Now, the Meek is similar to, what's that card back in the day, Gia? Nimble Mamunga? If it's
Yeah.
destroyed, it's going to special summon another ball from the deck, even if I battle. We
So
have Kisa Gil, going to be
Symphony
negated
Pass, was that from a brick?
actually a counter to Manadium. Wow. Damn. Now, the
Yeah,
Meek is similar
brick as
to, what's that
fuck.
card back in the day, Gia? Nimble Mamunga? If it's destroyed, it's going to special summon another ball from the deck, even if I battle. We have Kisa Gil, going to be negated by the Ash, but we have the Live Twin Home for the follow-up to summon our blue. The twin deck's all about getting the pink and blue twin on the field here. Link this up into the Almirage, which could still be used with our Live Twin Home. And now the
it's
Secure Gardener
raining.
cannot be linked up.
That makes sense.
So I don't understand this. Oh, because we're gonna make our play with the Maximus. Wait, Maximus locks out of the extra deck. Would it have been better to special summon the alongside Almirage and then link up into the twins and
Aku,
then
does it
Maximus?
look
I think
better?
the Secure Gardener was maybe a mistake. Is it? Was it? What do you think? Now we're gonna be locked out of our extra deck, sending a Chaos Angel so we could banish with the Chaos Creator. Return the Chaos Angel back into the extra deck, I believe it goes. Droplet's going to negate the Chaos Creator. What we were attempting to do here is special summon one of the 3 banished monsters, putting the rest back into the deck. Very nicely
negate
done.
That.
Saucy Senpai confirming that my commentary is indeed top tier, stating that they did mess up. So Saucy, all is well, my friend. I appreciate you. Thank you. We do not take battle damage from swinging into the Meek, thanks to the Secure Gardener. Titanclad summoning an Ecclesia during the end phase, adding a Floritis, and so we do have that monster negate. It
Yep,
is a
Floritis
non-target
negate.
monster negate, by the way. Can we stop this? No. Well, the Ghost Bell, can it stop the ball? No, it's summoning from the deck. We're gonna be linking the syncering this up into the Vsauce Amateur here. This is
Amateur.
where we could Floritis negate, and is it worth it to get negating? I would think so. It not only, we're negating 2 things here, this is a big deal. We're negating the ad, and we're negating the ability of it being a Vsauce Starfrost while on the field.
Oh,
Thus, it cannot go into
true.
a
So
light
you
heart,
can't
light heart grab the
light
field spell,
anymore.
field spell grab a right heart. We're stopping a double negate with this Floritis.
Fucking sick,
Double
dude.
disruption on that Vsauce Amatera. No ad and no link. Very well done. Now you're a Vsauce Amatera, protecting us from the 200 battle damage we would have taken here. We just have a cross-out designate, and I guess Ghost Spell's kind of going up in popularity. It's not really going to be usable here. Everything into attack position. Dogmatica Floritis boosting up the entire field of Dogmatica monsters here. 8,500 damage on the field, but not lethal, as we had to swing in over the Vsauce Amatera.
Yeah.
Could they one-card combo? We are going to be sending the Trouble Sunny. Trouble Sunny is going to be sending the cross-out designator to the graveyard. This is all through the effect of the Maximus. We also have Gangrenol. Gangrenol could summon a Dogmatica from the deck if the opponent activates an effect of a monster, a special summon monsters, aka a ball, summon a ball, Rhymeheart, summon itself. Arrival could arrive. Reborn from the graveyard, but the Ghost Spell will negate. Thus, you are not able to link off into the Light Heart, into the Scareclaw Field Spell,
Damn,
into
I want a
the
Menarian
Right Heart.
Lord.
It has all been completely stopped, and just like that, Chaos, Live Twin, Dogmatica, defeating top-tier Monadium.
Yeah, that's a cool
Very well
deck,
done
bro.
from both players here. I appreciate you both immensely. Thank you, thank you.
Chaos
Let's hop
Live
to another
Twin
one.
Dogmatica. Oh, that was a short one. All right, let's watch a Destiny debate. I want to see Destiny debate Alex Jones. I gotta catch up to the Glen Greenwald debate. Where did we just watch that? Let's watch that. I heard that.
It was a historic
really
event.
good.
When in the history of the
All right, let's take these off. Let's relax. Let's watch some Destiny. Make some critiques. I don't really know too much about politics, but I love arguing. So let's get into this.
The United
dude.
States has the certification of the electoral vote, the peaceful transfer of power from one president to the next, been delayed by violent protesters.
I'm happy to concede that this is the first
Okay.
time that people went on
And
January
it's historical.
6th.
For the whiskey insurrection, was that not a rebellion or insurrection then in your eyes? Nobody was charged after the Civil War with insurrection as a crime. Doesn't mean we don't think that they weren't insurrectionists. How many people is not a real, that's not a real contention.
How many people did they kill on January 6th?
It doesn't matter. For the start of the Civil War, in the
Love
United States, how many
these
people died in Fort
intros.
Sumter? Both of us agree that you don't need people to die for it to be an insurrection, right? So why do you keep bringing that up? It's a fantastic delusion. If you were to take Glenn or anybody else that has their partisan takes on this, put them in a room with artists and animators, and then have them describe what J6 was, then the animators would draw 500 Greenpeace activists picketing outside the Capitol building with signs saying, "We don't like that you guys are trying to steal the election." That's what it sounds like. And then maybe a few of them got let in by the Capitol Police to walk around. Thankfully, however, thank God, we're in an era where we all have videos, we all have the internet, we can see the tens of thousands of people
With
outside
his
screaming. We
face.
can watch the brawling with the Metropolitan Police.
Screaming.
That's not all they did, Glenn. We can watch them brawling with the Metropolitan Police. We can watch them breaking into the Capitol from like 500 different angles. We can watch Ashley Babbitt getting shot as she's trying to crawl through a window where lawmakers are in direct opposition to federal police shooting her. We can watch every single one of these events unfold in real time, and it doesn't look like anything that's being described by Glenn. Instead, the only response is Glenn says we saw the real videos because Tucker Carlson published 0.3% of the footage that McCarthy granted him that doesn't change any of the underlying facts of what we've seen.
There weren't thousands of people inside the Capitol. You yourself put the maximum number at 2,000.
What does 1,000 S mean? When you don't like how the election goes and you show up to have a riot to try to make it so it doesn't happen, that's an
He said, "What does 1,000 S mean?"
insurrection. Yes.
Dumb motherfucker.
There were a tiny number of people.
It doesn't matter the number. Like, when you pivot to irrelevant facts like this, there were a tiny number of people. That doesn't matter. It might have been 100. It might have been 2,000. It was 500 people was enough to call it the Whiskey Rebellion. Even though those 500 men had no chance of taking over the federal government. That was called a whole rebellion, which is more serious than an insurrection. When Trump was talking to Pence, and Trump said, "You're too honest, Mike," after asking for like the 50th time to decide the election on his own, what did Trump mean when he said that?
And Mike Pence is going to have to come through for us. And if he doesn't, that will be a sad day for our country, because you're sworn to uphold our Constitution. Now it is up to Congress to confront this egregious assault on our democracy. And after this, we're going to walk down, and I'll be there with you. We're going to walk down. We're going to walk down anyone you want, but I think right here, we're going to walk down to the Capitol.
What's the tweet say? If Vice President Mike Pence wants to come through for us, we will win the presidency. Many states want to decertify the mistake they made in certifying incorrect and even fraudulent numbers in a process not approved by their state legislatures, which it must be. Mike can send it back.
And we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we're probably not going to be cheering so much for some of them, because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong. We have come to demand that Congress do the right thing and only count the electors who have been lawfully slated. We fight like hell, and if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Oof.
We already voted, and what have they done? They stole it. We want our country back.
President Trump is here at the Capitol building with us. We saw the motorcade. Shit is about to get real.
Shit is about to get real.
Alex, this is your revolution, buddy.
I am very concerned about Mike Pence. I have no idea what he's going to do.
Mike Pence didn't have the courage to do what should have been done to protect our country and our Constitution, giving states a chance to certify a corrected set of facts, not the fraudulent or inaccurate ones which they are asked to previously certified. USA demands the truth.
I don't know, maybe we'll break down the doors.
Put up a fucking gallows out there. That's cute. Wow.
Because men like him are the reason this country's falling apart.
I haven't seen most of this, honestly. Fight for Trump.
Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump! Fight for Trump! We were invited by the President of the United States! There's a million of us out there, and we are listening to Trump. You're a boss. It's sad. It's sad. No, he'll be happy. What do you mean? We're fighting for Trump. Look like storming the Capitol.
Fight for Trump.
I cannot see you. I can hear you. I think I'm about to be able to see you in just a second.
You know, I tried to do research on this debate by looking at your last debate. It was absolute chaos. I got through the first 15 minutes. I thought better do research elsewhere.
Yeah, probably not gonna.
I'm sorry you had to subject yourself to that.
Fuck me, Glenn.
We'll miss Alex, but I think there's maybe a benefit to not having him here as well.
The clip.
I'm just about ready. I'm just about ready. 2 seconds. We're just getting our stuff together.
That shit's so crazy.
Dustin, are you live
So
streaming this as
fucking
well on your
cringe,
channel?
dude.
Yep.
Não, mas preciso os documentos.
Ah, tá. Eles estão
Não, eu preciso só os papéis, não preciso isso cortado, só o papel.
Stability.
Ah, tá bom.
By the way,
Não,
just
mas
to-
na realidade eu prefiro não ter isso, eu prefiro isso com papel. Podemos começar e vocês podem imprimir de novo.
By the way, just so we know beforehand, Destiny, so Glenn's team mentioned that they want to do this debate within an hour and a half.
I said like we should shoot for an hour and a half, but I can do 2 hours.
Okay,
do
brilliant.
2 hours. But it's not a hard out. I was just sort of suggesting
2
that
hours.
we have like a time in mind.
How long is this
but
video?
if it's going well and you guys want to keep going, I can
3
do 2 hours and we can
hours.
sort of revisit it. in 2 hours.
We'll get through half of it today.
Tá. Victor, é precisando os documentos, é quase impossível usar aqui, mas deveríamos começar e pode me dar depois.
Okay.
Are we ready?
As soon as I give them thumbs up, I'm going to play our vignette for 10 seconds. So just tell them I'm going to do, and then in 10 seconds we'll be okay.
Okay, so we're just going to do like just in a second, we're going to do about like a 10 or 15 second startup for our stream. So, I don't know, it's not start and rumble. And then whenever that's done, we're ready to begin on our end.
Sure.
Okay. It's fucking.
Yep.
Okay, so.
So what do we need? Just like, do we?
Like, we're going to play our vignette, and then we'll go in.
How long?
It's a 10-second vignette.
So let's go. Are you guys, you're totally ready? Because we're just going to play our 10-second vignette and be ready to go.
There you go.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. Play your thing.
Insurrection, and can within your answer and Trump's role in it. So let's get started and lay some ground for the rest of the debate. Was what happened on January 6th an insurrection? And can within your answer, can you define what an insurrection is? Glenn, can you start, and then we'll go to Destiny.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we started there because I do feel like we spent in that last debate a lot of time on the question of whether this was a coup or whether this was an insurrection. And I feel like these are more political terms of art than terms of science that have a concrete definition, which is one of the reasons why I think it's not only justifiable but actually necessary to look at how these terms have been applied historically.
Coup versus insurrection? Is there a meaningful difference? Coup d'etat, a sudden, violent, and unlawful seizure of power from a government. Okay. So sudden and violent taking. Insurrection is a violent uprising against an government. Okay, so a coup d'etat is a seizure, like a successful seizure of power, and then an attempted coup d'etat would be an insurrection. You can say attempted coup, but you're just saying insurrection.
In another context.
We'll remember that and see how far they fight each other on this definition.
Not as a way of distracting from January 6th, but precisely to see whether or not the attempt to apply those terms
A dummy
to
like
January
me
6th
can figure
is
it out
consistent
that
with how these
fast.
terms are generally used, or whether it's just kind of a partisan attempt to create a narrative that serves the Democratic Party. So for me, I guess you kind of have to look at coup and insurrection a little bit differently. A coup is when some faction in society, either the faction that is already in power or the faction that is not in power but wants to be in power, mount some very credible and serious attempt, almost always using force or the threat of force, people who are militia or the actual military, in order to seize power illegitimately outside of the legal structure, using violence or the threat of violence in order to do so. An insurrection just simply, I think, implies that there's a faction domestically that has launched a serious rebellion, a serious attempt to seize power in that country, again, using extrajudicial, extra-legal means that, in almost all cases,
I'm pretty sure it
involves
said
either
violent.
the use of force or the threat of force. You may be able to imagine a situation where the use of force or the threat of force is not necessary
Violent
for an insurrection,
uprising
but it's extremely
against an
difficult to
authority or
imagine such a case. But in general, that's how the terms are used. And then you have these kind of subsidiary terms that are very new, that are kind of retreats from those terms, like legislative coup or soft coup, that, as I said, is a way to kind of put it into the general category of coup and insurrection without actually calling it one. And that typically involves the illegitimate use of a legal process or some other means that's still extrajudicial, contrary to the law, without actually using force or the threat of force to achieve those ends.
What about faking votes?
What about what?
What about faking votes? Would that be counted?
I'm sorry.
If you tried to fake votes, would that be counted as an insurrection, or you took it just force, really?
To fake votes?
Yeah.
I mean, if you were to try and steal an election using fraud, I don't really think that's the sort of thing that we have in the past described as either an insurrection or a coup. That's just more stealing an election. And that's why I think it's so important to distinguish between actually when force is actually involved or invoked or the threat of violence is invoked, precisely because there are so many other ways to seize power illegitimately that fall short of being a coup or insurrection. That's actually a good example of one, which would be fabricating votes or throwing away valid votes or fabricating invalid votes as a means of winning an election illegitimately.
Destiny, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I'm happy to almost run with Glenn's definition here, because I think January 6th pretty squarely and easily falls within that. But I guess the two definitions I would offer up are the Colorado Supreme Court. They concluded that an insurrection, as used in Section 3, is 1, a public use of force or a threat of force, 2, by a group of people, and 3, in order to hinder or prevent the execution of the Constitution of the United States. In Paulson and Baught's paper, they go over broader definitions, but they more or less say the same thing in more words. I mean, we can read from them, and they would say that insurrection is best understood as concerted, forcible resistance to the authority of government to execute the laws in at least some significant respect. So I would say that like an insurrection is probably more than being upset at a police officer and saying like, no, I'm not going to get a ticket and running away. Probably has to involve a group of people who are making a concerted effort to like resist the good faith execution of law from the federal government in this case. And I think January 6th with Trump's plan to circumvent the electoral process with false electors, the actual day of events where Trump gives a huge speech, he sends a whole bunch of people down to the Capitol, ostensibly to protest the certification of the vote, where the people at the...
Now, he says Trump's plan. All right, let's see. We got CNN exclusive recordings, emails show how Trump team flew fake elector ballots to D.C. in final Bush overturn 2020 election. 2 days before the Jan 6 insurrection, the Trump campaign's plan to use fake electors to block President-elect Joe Biden taking office faced a potentially crippling hiccup. The fake elector certificates from 2 critical battleground states were stuck in the mail. Trump campaign operatives scrambled to fly copies of the phony certificates from Michigan to Wisconsin to the nation's capital, relying on a haphazard chain of couriers as well as help from 2 Republicans in Congress to try to get the documents to then Vice President Mike Pence while he presided over the Electoral College certification. The operatives even considered charting a jet to ensure the files reached Washington in time for the January 6, 2021 proceeding, according to emails and recordings of details provide a behind-the-scenes glimpse of the chaotic last-minute effort to keep Donald Trump in office. The fake elector scheme featured prominently in special counsel Jack Smith's criminal indictment against the former president, and some of the officials who were involved have spoken to Smith's investigators. Emails and recordings also indicate that a top Trump campaign lawyer was part of 11th hour discussions about delivering the fake elector certificates to Pence, potentially undercutting his testimony to the House Select Committee that investigated January 6th. He had passed off responsibility and didn't want to put the former vice president in a difficult spot. So, sounds like there is fake elector.
Capitol engage in violence in order to prevent Congress from certifying the vote. And then when the people at the Capitol engaged in violence succeeded in preventing the certification of the vote for some number of hours and then were finally cleared away, I would say that whatever we call an insurrection or whatever definition we use, all of the events here are bullseye like an insurrection.
So can I ask a question to you? I don't want to usurp your role. I don't know how you want to conduct it, but
too.
you don't mind it. Like, just ask kind of follow-up questions. The question I have for you then, Destiny, is there any requirement that it actually poses a credible or a serious threat to succeed in its aim? So, for example, let's imagine that Donald Trump wins the election in November, as most polls predict that he will, at least as of now. And let's say that you have 1 or 2 people inside the U.S. government who are kind of career civil servants who view Trump as such a great threat to all things decent in the United States, and they go to the Capitol and they're armed with knives, and they stand outside and they say, we have knives and we demand that Donald Trump be removed from the White House and the Congress vote to impeach him immediately and reinstall Joe Biden because we think he's the legitimate president. Would that, in the history books, is something that you would then call a coup or an attempted coup or an insurrection?
I mean, you might call it one, but I think it would be so minor and it would be so silly that I don't know if we would necessarily refer to it as such. For instance, like we could concoct a conspiracy to murder thing where I make a plan that's so ridiculous with another person that we're going to go and buy, you know, I guess snow, and we're going to pour it down somebody's roof until it all melts and the person drowns and dies. I'm like, maybe and we actually go and buy the stuff and we go to the house and take steps towards the crime, but it's such a silly crime. I don't know if you'd call it that. I'm sure we could find cases like really far away on the peripheral, on the edge, but with January 6th, I think we're in a bullseye definition of whatever we would call insurrection or attempted coup or rebellion.
So I think the reason why I asked that is, I mean, I think actually the extent of the threat, like the credibility or the gravity.
It's good that he's using all these synonyms showing that doesn't really matter what you call it. It still fits that description very fucking well.
The threat is absolutely critical to whether or not in any other instance we would be calling something like this a coup or an attempted coup, because if you look at January 6th, although you did have more than 2 people doing the sort of thing that I just described, and I asked a ridiculous example to try and understand whether you would at least concede that it requires some kind of significant or quantitatively impressive attempt to actually seize control from the legal means of power. What you had on January 6th is a hodgepodge of people, which, according to the federal government itself, had only a small minority of people who actually used violence of any kind. There's only something like 10% or 8%, depending on how you counted the number of people charged who are even accused of having used violence at all. And it's a pretty broad definition for using violence, like anyone who got near any attempt to hit a police officer or to push a police officer aside got put in that violent category. So I'm at a very small number of people. And then on top of that, not a single person during this entire 3-hour riot actually pulled out an arm, let alone discharged an arm. The only arm that was discharged was one that was used against the people who were protesting. And then it basically got subdued in 3 hours, not with any kind of real force, pretty easily. I mean, it was pretty easily subdued in a very short period of time. And I don't think anybody would argue, and I'm interested in whether you would, that this ever got near a serious threat to remove or topple the most powerful and militarized government ever to exist on the planet? I mean, do you think it even got close to a serious threat to do that?
That's a bad point, because you can pose a legitimate risk and a legitimate threat, which, with just having that many people in one place, having that many people in one place saying such ridiculous things, top of it, someone considered. Yes, threats made in private messages or emails can also result in criminal charges. The mode of communication does not exempt a threat from being considered a criminal offense under Florida law. Very interesting. Threat. Threats only should be considered violent if they involve a risk of the use of physical force. So as long as the threat is carry some type of like ability to have a physical ramification. So when, for instance, okay, if you and 2 of your friends, okay, say you're like moderately normal sized dudes, and the 3 of you stand around, let's just say, a typical female, right? That would be a threat, right? Like that wouldn't be acceptable at all. You wouldn't walk around, like stand around her and be like, we're gonna get you, we're coming for you, we're coming for you. If you did that to somebody in public, instantaneously you're getting arrested, bro. Like that's a threat. It's a threat of violence. Like having the more people you bring, I'm talking 2,000 people, I think they were saying in the intro, and 2,000 people just showing up being pissed off, that's kind of a problem. That's not a protest, not a march, it's not a parade, that's not a demonstration, that's coercion and threats, which is violence. So insurrection.
So just as a quick thing, going through all of these points, there's a whole bunch of things that's
what he's saying, that whether it would work technically or not isn't the point, right? Like if you walk into a bank with a knife and go, give me all the money in the safe, they're not going to give you the fucking money in the safe, obviously, with just a knife. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? You're going to fucking jail. There's no 2 ways about that. You're going to jail, dude.
used to talk about January 6th that I feel like doesn't want to engage with the facts of what happened, and most of these points are just not relevant. So hodgepodge of people, it was a collection of Donald Trump supporters that had been called there weeks or months in advance by Donald Trump, all of these people showed up to his ellipse speech. A lot of them did. All of them marched to the Capitol, all chanting the same things with the clear goal of protesting the certification of the vote. That's why they were saying things like 1776, which we all recognize was a rebellion against Great Britain. It wasn't a hodgepodge of people. It was a collection of people that were all there for an incredibly specific purpose. I think it would be unbelievable for me to ever accept the idea that it just randomly happened that those people happened to be gathered, that were all supporting the same candidate, that was saying that Congress shouldn't certify the vote, that was trying to get Pence not to certify the vote, that these people happened to go down to the Capitol, they happened to engage in violence, they happened to succeed in delaying the certification of the vote. All of this happened randomly from a hodgepodge of people that were subdued in 3 hours, whether they were subdued, whether they discharged an arm. And to say that they weren't a serious threat is also crazy, given that there were times where these people were literally rooms away from other lawmakers. I think it's more incredible to say that it never was a serious threat. Like, you yourself say that only a small percentage engaged in violence. What if that percentage instead of 10% was 15%? What if instead of 15 it was 20 or 25%? Who's to say what could have possibly happened afterwards, other than the fact that thankfully, retrospectively, we can look and see that it didn't get to that. But I mean, this was some tens of thousands of people that were many engaged in violent protests that were breaking into the Capitol and managed to delay the certification.
How many people are you saying were at the Capitol on January 6th?
I don't know. I've seen everything from 100,000 plus to some people say it was 50 to 70,000. I don't know what the exact number is.
Who entered the Capitol?
No, not who were there protesting outside.
Oh, how many entered? How many entered?
Was it the numbers I saw were anywhere from 1 to 2,000?
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So imagine 5,000 would have entered or 10,000.
So upwards of 100,000 people are there. Then you have 2,000 people in the Capitol, like around it, and that's fucking crazy. I thought it was just 2,000 people. 50,000 people. That's way too many fucking people, dude.
1,000, right?
That's
Who's to say
scary.
that there couldn't have been?
Yeah, so just pushing on Destiny's point, at
The
what point
tear
would you
gas
call
them,
that
I
an
don't even
insurrection?
think it would be
At
that big a
what point
deal.
would you say? You said 6-7%. Well, fine. Is there a certain percentage that it needs to hit, or?
Well, I mean, Destiny himself acknowledged in the very first question I asked him that there's a quantitative component to this for sure, which is why nobody would seriously call 2 people with knives gathering outside the Capitol, even though they're proclaiming an insurrectionary intention or objective. Nobody would say in history that that would be referred to as the United States having survived a coup or a coup attempt or an insurrection, because it was just far too insignificant. And I don't think that there is as I said, I don't think it's a term of science, these terms like insurrection and coup. I think they're like a lot of the terms that we use in our political vernacular, like terrorism and hate speech or disinformation. There really has no fixed meaning. It all kind of depends on who gets to apply the term and for what purpose. Is a group using violence a revolutionary group fighting against corruption? Are they trying to topple the government and therefore a terrorist? All these terms are very kind of shifting because they're points of propaganda. But what I think is that in order to make a serious case that this is a historic event, I mean, I think one of the Krasenstein brothers began by comparing it to Pearl Harbor or 9/11 and the Civil War, kind of invoking those kinds of events. Democrats have done that as well. I don't hold destiny to that, but clearly there's a belief, I think, that this is like a major event in United States history. And for me, the reason it wasn't is because it never did get anywhere near the number that would be required to pose a significant threat to the power of the United States government. I don't think you can set a quantitative number. You can ask whether, and I think the kind of people who are there is so important. And that, I mean, Destiny dismissed the idea that it was a hodgepodge trying to say that we're all homogenized. Even the U.S. government admits they were wildly disparate people, both in terms of why they were there and what they intended. That's why a few of them got charged with sedition, and then others got charged with misdemeanors, and then some people got charged with felonies, even though they weren't accused of violence, because they had extraordinarily...
What's sedition? I don't know what that is. Conduct or speech inciting people to rebel against the authority of a state or monarch.
Different intentions. This was not, for example, like, I think you can look at a event that kind of comes closer to what would be required to call it a coup, which was the rebellion by the Wagner Group in Russia, where you're talking about an extremely well-trained militia, a well-armed militia of 25,000 soldiers that had the capability to shoot Russian military aircraft from the sky, and they did. They took down 6 helicopters and a military jet. But even there, the Russian state, nowhere near as powerful as the U.S. state, distracted by the war in Afghanistan, crushed it in 12 hours. Like in the context of Russian history, that is not even like a footnote in terms of like a real threat to the power of the Russian state. And yet, that at least had real numbers, 25,000 who were real soldiers. Most of the people who were at this Trump rally, remember the 4 who died on January 6th, 2 of them died of a heart attack. 1 died of a speed overdose.
Yeah, but we don't just have
These are people who are not even fit, let alone
countries
well-trained soldiers, at least the majority of them. And so when you're talking about people who really did anything like that, you're talking about a very small number.
Yeah, so there's... again, I find this is, I feel like it's going to be a theme here. The obfuscation and then the misdirection and everything, I just don't think any of this is relevant. Nobody thought that the Whiskey Rebellion or the Whiskey Insurrection was going to destroy the entire U.S. government, right? It's a few hundred farmers that were upset over, you know, taxes and alcohol. But like, why do we think that the insurrection, the rebellion needs a significant chance to succeed in order to be called an insurrection or rebellion?
Yeah,
That's just
I don't
historically.
know
You keep
where
saying
that
historically.
thought
That's
comes
never
from.
been the case. It's never been the case that we've had to establish that it would have never been the case, for instance, if only one state seceded and they had no realistic chance of winning in the Civil War, that we would say, oh, well, they weren't insurrectionists or rebellions because they were never going to win. So on that ground of like they have to have a realistic shot at winning, I just don't think that's just not grounds ever for an insurrection or to declare an insurrection or rebellion. It's just a way to minimize the events that actually happened because they happened to not be successful. When we talk about how
if it's a joke, then if it's a joke, it should be treated as such.
But it was a joke.
World historic event.
It was a historic event.
That threatened the United States government.
It did threaten the U.S. government. It was a historic event. What other time in U.S. history has the certification of the vote been delayed?
The certification, we've had so many official proceedings of Congress, including things like confirming Supreme Court justices, delayed because people went to Capitol Hill, entered Capitol Hill, occupied Capitol Hill, and protested the proceedings and ended up delaying the proceedings. There have been proceedings to vote on wars, where anti-war protesters have disrupted. So all the time we've had people entering the Capitol, protesting congressional proceedings, and never are the ones who don't use violence accused of felonies, let alone anything resembling the kinds of charges that the January 6th defendants face, because the ideological component here is what made this to be something so much bigger than in fact what it was.
I'm going to ask the same question again. When in the history of the United States has the certification of the electoral vote, the peaceful transfer of power from one president to the next, been delayed by protesters or violent protesters?
I'm happy to concede that this is the first time that people went on
Then
January
it's historical.
6th.
Then it's
That's why
historical.
it interrupted the proceedings.
Yeah, then it's historical, right? By definition, it's a moment in history that is unique.
It wasn't a serious disruption.
They delayed the vote, didn't they?
Whole debate so far has been definitional.
For the first time in U.S. history, yes. That's significant. That's serious.
Why is it more significant to delay this proceeding than other congressional proceedings? Things like voting on wars or confirming Supreme Court justices are pretty serious, too, in terms of the things Congress is supposed to do under Article 1. But the reason we don't consider those protests, even though they might have delayed the proceedings some, to be historic or serious or an insurrection, is because they never posed a threat to the stability of the United States government. In order to have an actual insurrection of the kind that you want to claim this is, you would need enormous numbers of very well-trained people who are heavily armed with serious plans to go into the Capitol and overthrow the power of the United States government. This is the kind of drama queen behavior that has dominated the Trump years, where every kind of event is catastrophized to its highest extent.
So you would say that any past, so like the Whiskey Rebellion in the United States, that's stupid. They should have called it that. They should have called it like the farmer protest or something different, or because what you're saying right now, it stands in contrast to how every other person viewed insurrectionism or insurrectionists at the time when, say, the 14th Amendment was drafted and ratified. People viewed people sometimes as being insurrectionary or giving aid or comfort to enemies of the United States just for letting their children go off to war to serve the Confederacy. It's nice if you, Glen Greenwald, personally have some view of what you personally think an insurrectionist or rebellion might look like or what it should be. But to be quite frank, your opinion doesn't really matter. The opinion would be the historical relevance of the saying in the United States. It would be the historical analysis that exists for historical rebellions or insurrections in the United States, which oftentimes had very little to no chance of succeeding. Even the insurrectionists themselves thought that they were going to succeed. And we would use that analysis that exists at the time when, say, the 14th Amendment was ratified, and then we would use that going forward to figure out what do we think an insurrection and rebellion is. And again, you can try to minimize and you can try to call it ideological and whatever you want. None of those congressional protests that you mentioned in the past rose to a level where tens of thousands of protesters were violently breaking into Congress and delaying the certification of the presidential vote.
You just got done saying that the maximum number of people who entered the Capitol was 2,000. And now you're calling it tens of thousands of people because you know so well. In fact, you conceded in the very first question I asked you that of course there has to be a quantitative component in terms of the gravity of the threat in order to seriously call it an insurrection or a coup, which is why I began by asking you whether or not if two people armed with knives went to the Congress and demanded that Donald Trump be removed after he was declared the winner and threatened to use violence with their knives, whether that would in the history books or by our major newspapers be referred to as the United States fighting off a coup or an insurrection. And you said, yeah, I mean, I guess if it's just two people, then it would probably be pretty ridiculous to call it that. So I see this, what happened on January 6th, a 3-hour riot that even the FBI's informants on the ground told the FBI in real time was never intended to be any kind of premeditated violent act on the part of most people, but instead was something that happened spontaneously, as so often happens where political protests confront the police and become violent. I see it much more akin to the kind of ridiculous example that I began by asking you, where you conceded that wouldn't be called an insurrection, than I do some kind of Civil War type situation or even a meaningful armed rebellion of the kind that happened in Russia last year, where even that was crushed in 12 hours.
Are you familiar with Loki's Wager?
Explain it to me.
So I think Loki makes a wager with 2 dwarves or whatever, and eventually they say that they can cut his head off. It comes to the point to where he loses the wager. They go to collect their bet, and when they're trying to figure out how to cut his head off, they're arguing over what part of the neck is when the head starts, and then the rest of the neck begins, basically. And the argument he eventually makes is, well, you can't take even a centimeter, an inch of my neck, therefore you're not allowed to cut my head off. You're trying to argue right now that because I might not consider 2 people an insurrection, that I can't possibly consider 2,000 people an insurrection. That's the same as you saying, since I can't tell precisely where your head ends and your neck begins, I might say that your toe is part of your head. This argument is nonsense, and the only way that you can make the argument is to continue to try to make comparisons to other more extreme coups or more intense insurrectionist attempts, which I agree. There can be more extreme insurrectionist attempts. There can be more extreme coups. But the reality is, even if you want to wind it all the way back down, say, like, okay, we'll ignore the tens of thousands of protesters outside. We can just go with 2,000 people. Glenn, how are you seriously going to argue that 2,000 people inside the Capitol with the goal of delaying the certification of the vote, which they accomplished, doesn't represent an insurrection?
Wait a second, Glenn, just before you go on, I just want to put you on Glenn's question. So Glenn's question was, he said, an insurrection when there's an actual threat to democracy. I'm pushing off that a vote isn't a threat to democracy. At what point did you call it would you call it an insurrection on January 6th?
I don't know, like, here's the thing. I don't know the thin line that they'd have to cross to call it an insurrection, but whatever line that is, it was crossed a long time ago. You had the President of the United States calling up over 100,000 people to D.C., and then he riled them up, saying that they needed to essentially delay the vote. He was relying on Pence to do it. All of those protesters went to the White House. A lot of them, or not to the White House, sorry, to the Capitol building. A lot of them broke into the Capitol building with the goal of delaying the certification of the vote because they didn't like the outcome of the election and they wanted to change it. They needed to fight like hell to take their country back because Mike Pence wasn't going to do the right thing by helping Trump do his constitutional coup. And so they turned it into an insurrection. It's plenty of it. Now, if only 20 people went in, would I consider it an insurrection? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. If only, 100 people went in, maybe. Maybe if 200 people went in and they got further, maybe. I'm not sure where exactly I would, slice the pie to call it, whatever we call it. But wherever we're at, we're way over that. And I just don't think the comparisons to other more extreme coups or more extreme rebellions or anything in Russia, it just doesn't make any sense. It's only done to equivocate on what's actually happened or to do a whataboutism to something that I would probably plainly agree with. Like, wouldn't you agree this was a more serious coup or more serious insurrection? Yeah, sure. There can be more serious coups and more serious insurrections. Much the same as there could be more brutal murders of one person and another. It doesn't make one murder not a murder just because you did it easier or did it cleaner.
Okay, so first of all, the reason, as I said at the start, why historical comparisons or historic comparisons to other incidents are so important is because there's a gigantic ideological and partisan motive here in exaggerating the extent to which what happened on January 6th was a serious threat. And especially when somebody is a Democratic Party partisan who goes around saying the Democratic Party is better, we want people to go and vote for Democrats, we want to make sure Donald Trump doesn't return to power, and at the same time the narrative they're pushing coincidentally aligns perfectly with their partisan agenda, then I think it's important to start questioning whether or not there's any authenticity to the beliefs based on how other situations have previously been treated. So let me just make 2 points here about what Donald Trump did.
So he's saying you gotta look who's saying it too, because that'll have something to do with it.
You're actually allowed to summon people to Washington to protest. It's one of the most important rights that the Constitution guarantees. The president is completely free to call his supporters to Washington and to tell them and argue for them that some injustice has been committed and that they ought to protest in response to it. There was one time, and only one time, when Donald Trump addressed the question of whether or not violence should be used when those people went to the Capitol. And what he said was this, quote, "I know that everybody here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard." And the fact that people, because he said peacefully, then have to resort to things like, oh, well, he invoked political cliches like fight like hell. Politicians use fight like hell in almost every speech. Joe Biden, you can read this in the New York Times on December 2nd, said, quote, "I want to make sure we're going to be fighting like hell." You can find pretty much every politician saying that. So that's...
Well, what about when Biden said it and these other people said it? They said it, yeah, and I don't think they like riled up a crowd of like 100,000 people to go march somewhere afterwards.
One thing is that to the extent you want to say
to really look at it all in order,
involved in this quote-unquote insurrection, the only thing he did was give a constitutionally protected speech, and that is the reason why Jack Smith has not charged him with inciting or participating in an insurrection. It's not my opinion. Obviously, Jack Smith shares the opinion that he could never obtain a conviction. The second thing is, on the numbers, 2,000 people, let's use the maximum number, went into the Capitol. A small percentage, a tiny percentage of people who went into the Capitol actually used violence. So most of those people, the vast majority, according to the U.S. government themselves, were doing nothing other than peacefully protesting. Again, protesters entering the Capitol without authorization, occupying offices of members of Congress in order to pressure them to take some step or not take some step, is something that happens all the time. We've seen many more than 2,000 protesters. So don't try and imply that on January 6th, 2,000 armed people or well-trained people intending to commit violence went into the Capitol. The most of that number that you could possibly squeeze out of it is something like 100 or 150, and now we're back.
I don't know why he's now trying to qualify it as well-trained people. You don't need well-trained people to have a coup. To even have a successful coup at all. You just win. And then you're insurrecting the whole time up until that point, so
Way closer to the most ridiculous example that I began by asking you about, where even you said, oh, that probably shouldn't be called an insurrection, than we are to an actual threat to American power or to our system of government, which is necessary to claim in order to turn this into what you want to turn it into.
Okay, just before I respond to this, so then do you think then that the Whiskey Rebellion or the Whiskey Insurrection, was that not a rebellion or insurrection then in your eyes?
People rebelling
wait, I'm sorry,
against
wait, say that again?
I think it's a rebellion. I think it's a rebellion. I don't think I would call it an insurrection. I think it's perfectly fine to call it a rebellion. I would have to look a lot more into the facts of exactly what happened with the Whiskey Rebellion. I haven't thought about that question
so
before.
then we can call
I
it a
think the word
rebellion,
is
yeah?
vague enough that any kind of protest could be called a rebellion. I mean, people who are protesting and interrupting political events and going to the White House and banging on the fence against the war in Israel and U.S. support for it are rebelling against U.S. policy. I don't have a problem with that term. Okay. But I have to look a lot more closely at the Whiskey Rebellion to be able to say definitively
That's fine.
whether I
Okay.
regard that.
If you want to make these arguments that any protest can be called a coup or rebellion, you're free to make that argument. But you have to understand that you are using it in an ahistorical way, that no legal scholar, that nobody who's passed laws in Congress that refers to an insurrection or rebellion, literally nobody in the legislative or historical context in the United States has used rebellion or insurrection to mean protest. That has just never been the case. It is
That's
entirely...
not my argument at all.
What?
That's not my argument. That's not my argument at all. My argument is that what happened on January 6th was they protest.
That's fine, but I'm saying that what you just said, any two people knocking on a fence might be considered a rebellion or insurrection. That can be your assessment, or that the Whiskey Rebellion was a rebellion but not an insurrection. That might be your assessment, but at the time, it was known as the Whiskey Insurrection, which was around the time when people were drafting the 14th Amendment. So I would think that their understanding of what an insurrection was at the time is probably a more important analysis than what your personal subjective and convenient interpretation of what an insurrection might be right now.
Now you're just ranting. I mean, this claim that like everyone who was ever involved in the lawmaking process or the legislative process sees the term as you do. We can agree, just like to set this fact straight, that Jack Smith, who charged Donald Trump with many crimes, including crimes that were considered quite aggressive from a prosecutorial perspective, like he was not a overly cautious prosecutor, but a quite aggressive one who stretched a lot of theories to accuse him of certain felonies, he chose not to accuse Donald Trump of a crime that is in the U.S. Code, participating in or inciting an insurrection. You agree that that's not part of what Jack Smith charged Donald
I agree
Trump
that Jack
with,
Smith
right?
hadn't charged him with that, but whether or not somebody did something isn't relevant to a particular criminal charge.
Do you have an,
I mean, there's two reasons. Well, one is because
all members of the lawmakers are on your side. Why didn't he?
Well, because one, if we're talking about, for instance, the 14th Amendment, a criminal conviction isn't relevant here. We don't need a criminal conviction for
No, I'm asking you why Jack Smith. I'm not talking about the banning from the ballot. That'll be a U.S. Supreme Court decision, and the courts have thus far split on that question. Democratic judges in Colorado, and then secretaries of state in California and Rhode Island, both have taken the opposite position. I'm not asking you about whether he should be stricken from the ballot or you need a criminal conviction. I'm asking you why did Jack Smith, an extremely aggressive prosecutor in these cases, not charge Donald Trump with inciting or participating in an insurrection?
It could be for a variety of reasons. It could be that that's a question.
Give me some. Do you have an idea?
Well, I was about to, but then you cut me off. Yeah,
Go
it
ahead.
could be that he.
Oh, hate that answer. Could be for a variety of reasons. Better give.
He feels like he doesn't have enough strength to secure a conviction for insurrection. It could be that if you actually read the statute for insurrection, even the criminal statute itself is like kind of vague because it uses insurrection like in the statute of insurrection. It doesn't really give much guidance as to what it is. Nobody in the history of the United States has ever been charged with that particular crime. And it could just be that he felt like there was an easier prosecutorial path to go. You're not seriously you're not of the contention right now that if somebody isn't charged with a particular crime, nobody thought they did it, right? You don't think that prosecutors just think that we're going to charge you with everything we think you did, right? You understand that when people are charging crimes, they're charging what they think they get a conviction on, yeah?
Yes, having worked in the legal profession as a lawyer for more than a decade, I do actually understand that sometimes prosecutors opt not to charge people with crimes, even though they may think they're guilty. What I'm saying is this specific case of a prosecutor who has demonstrated an eagerness to be extremely aggressive in the charging documents, including bringing crimes that many legal experts, including ones who aren't pro-Trump, believe is quite a stretch and will be very difficult to prove in court, opted not to charge Donald Trump with participating in or inciting an insurrection. I think your answer is actually actually correct, that he believes it would be very difficult to prove that what took place on January 6th was an insurrection and or that Trump participated in or incited it. And I think it's an extremely important point. It is not dispositive. Maybe Jack Smith had suddenly some kind of like secret motive that made him not do that, but everything we know about Jack Smith and what he was doing in these cases, I think leads us to at least acknowledge that that's pretty relevant. That not only Jack Smith, in fact, no prosecutor, despite being very aggressive and wanting to convict Donald Trump of crimes, chose to accuse him of that crime. And I do think it's worth asking, why not? If Donald Trump actually incited an insurrection, as you believe, I would hope that the prosecutor would charge him with that crime. But I agree with Jack Smith's decision not to, because I think it would be very close to impossible to prove that that was an insurrection that he participated in or incited. So if all these legal theorists and legal scholars that you're so well acquainted with unanimously agree with your view, why wouldn't Jack Smith do that? Are you angry Jack Smith didn't charge him with that?
I would want Jack Smith to pursue it. It's a federal court, so I don't want him to pursue whatever charges he thinks he can get Trump the most on, not just any particular thing that he thinks he might have done. There might be a number of political reasons why he decided not to go the insurrection charge route, least of all the fact that it would be the first time a criminal charge like this has ever been attempted to be used in the entire history of the United States, and also because it might actually call into question too much, what is First Amendment speech versus not, and trying to convict a former president or something like that might be a really hairy political question that the federal courts, for whatever reason, feel like they just don't want to get involved in. So they wanted what they felt were more solid legal grounds that wouldn't put them, in the eyes of the American public right during an election that would force them to have to answer essentially an incredibly difficult political question regarding protected speech, which is why I like the route that Jack Smith went, where he's going after, I think, much cleaner legal questions relating to obvious matters of obstruction that are cleaner and simpler than trying to define, what is insurrection when the statute itself doesn't even necessarily call it out. But again, to recenter, this idea that because he didn't charge for a particular crime, we can't say that J6 wasn't an insurrection, just, again, doesn't make sense when no one has ever been charged with insurrection in the United States. I think we all agree that the Civil War was at the very least an insurrection, if not a full-on rebellion. Nobody was charged after the Civil War with insurrection as a crime. It doesn't mean we don't think that they weren't insurrectionists, right?
Right, for political...
We're gonna have to cut it there. But no, I'm really happy that he followed that up. Then immediate reason. He didn't just say, well, there's so many reasons. Happy with that. We're still stopping by. So, and we will finish this video. So, have a good night. Follow if you have.